Hello, everyone. I had no idea. I just saw you on Twitch recommended. Oh, all right. Yeah, if you sub to me on YouTube, as the majority of the people who watch my videos are, you'll know that I Twitch stream. You look more handsome. All right. Well, hopefully everything is going well for you wherever you are, however you may be watching this. Thank you. If I seem a little bit groggy, it is because I am. For those of you guys who are watching this on Twitch and wasn't there for my intro, apparently there's another wildfire within Orange County, and my phone number is within that region where it gets alerted. So I got this like blazing alarm at 1 o'clock in the morning for mandatory evacuations for a fire. So you're like, wait, what? You had to wake up early in the morning and then like check, okay, do I need to wake up the kids? Do I need to wake up my wife? Do I have enough gas in the cars? Wait, no. This fire, although it is close, not close enough to really be affecting me as of yet. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Warcraft 3, not about a fire, as we're looking at Chaemiko spawning as the heal human player over here on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, LawLiet spawning as the Red Night Elf. And, well, Warden here on Terranus stand against human. No one is surprised by this hero matchup, Warden against the Mountain King. Coming back around, we're looking at Footmen getting trained up here. And where are things going to be going? Is Chaemiko going to try and go for a fast expansion? And will that Warden get to, well, level 6? Tier 3, level 6, getting that bonus experience, allowing that Warden to really just, well, destroy your opponent's army. I think WGL forcing people to go TOP because it's more readable in reforged graphics. No joke? Really? All right. And I, first, I'll say I like the artistic direction of Warcraft 3, the classic graphics, more than the Reforged graphics. A lot of people have gotten used to, some people who, you know, say that they've gotten used to Reforged graphics. I'll still say the hitboxes for a lot of the original players, it actually looks a little bit different, and that's one of the reasons why it affects gameplay. Right, like I'm still remembering DreamHack earlier this year when some of the developers and the people who worked on Warcraft 3 Reforged were asking me, why don't professional players use Reforged graphics? Well, it's because Reforged graphics can often negatively affect gameplay. If the hitbox is wrong and you try to click on one unit and you click on another, all of us, and you misclick a death coil, that can be the difference between victory and defeat. So yeah, that shouldn't be a surprise at all if the game doesn't play exactly the same. Anyways, come back around. Mountain King calling over Militia. Mountain King going for Bash for a straight up Stormbolt onto that Forest Troll High Priest, wanting to make sure that well, Forest Troll High Priest doesn't get too much inner fire off, as the Mountain King picks up a Claws of Attack +9. Claws of Attack +9 right there. Warden sitting at level 2 should be able to get close to level 3. Not quite there, as the last Forest Troll will get taken out. Expansion should be, well, coming into play here. Mountain King should be going into level 2 Stormbolt. Not quite sure why it hasn't done that as of yet. Does have a potion of greater healing, and, well, with double slippers of agility, I believe those items are just going to be sold. They do not transition well into the mid game. Does help for a little bit of extra bonus armor now, but, well, open up those item slots for later on. Coming back through Staff of Teleportation, Mount Warden already right there. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. A Potion of Lesser Invulnerability at just the right moment. Fan of Knives finishing everything out, and that was just absolutely textbook clutch play right there. Warden with that Potion of Invulnerability. Where is he going to try and go off to next? We're going to see another Stormbolt. It is level 2 Fan of Knives, level 1 Shadow Strike, and this is actually deliberate. The Mountain King doesn't know if the Warden actually has Blink. by not knowing if the Warden has a blink. It kind of just makes it so that the Mountain King can't throw a Stormbolt until it sees a second ability. We're looking at the Warden now, perhaps trying to run away as soon as a second ability is spotted. The Mountain King may try and actually launch some Stormbolts, but until then, it will think twice about that particular proposition. All right, going after some of those units here. Are we going to see a Fan of Knives that's bursting down the remaining units of Forest Troll Shadow Priest getting taken down here as the Mountain King could go after some of those additional units. There's a bash up onto the Forest Troll Berserker. Shadow Strike now onto the Mountain King. Stormbolt finishes off the Forest Troll Berserker as the units are now trying to, well, continue to battle it up. Warden backing away here, going to perhaps try and engage. There is an unlucky bash there. Forest Troll Berserker down to 367 hit points, continuing to drop, but a front footman, well, getting blocking that padding, and a couple of lucky bashes by the Mountain King, really causing some problems as the Warden does have a potion of greater mana now. All right, that potion of greater mana picked off from that item or item location right here. Chaemiko is sitting on that expansion, but how effective is it going to be? Are we going to see an anti-magic potion or something of that nature as the Warden quickly loses a lot of mana trying to go after? There's a Fan of Knives right there, and there's a Cloak of Shadows. The Warden just going to stay right there. Can it get another Fan of Knives off? No, it cannot. Gets a Shadow Strike off instead, and now going after some of those peasants. All right, it looks like one peasant could get taken down. Staff of Teleportation to try and retreat away. Is it going to be enough? Down to 5 hit points. There it goes, getting taken out there. Meanwhile, Tree of Life and Chaemiko is just playing out of his mind right now, as it's going to be able to perhaps shut down this Tree of Life before it gets up and running. Moonwell is completely bringing this Warden back up to full hit points and full mana, trying to engage her as the Mountain King doing its best to block and getting a lucky bash once more. Bashing at just the right moment every step of the way as a Forest Troll Shadow Priest getting doing the body blocking. Doesn't it realize it is also a high priority target as well? It does not work if you are body blocking to save a low hit point unit when you yourself also have very low hit points. I think, yeah, the Forest Troll Shadow Priest had less hit points than the Forest Troll Berserker, and the Forest Troll Berserker was like, Forest Troll Shadow Priest was like, here, let me save you, only to end up being the one taken out. Mountain King, Clarity Potion. Are we going to see perhaps a Fan of Knives right there? Oh, a little bit of healing underway, removing of mana, and that Forest Troll Shadow Priest will be able to stay alive. All right, right now I feel Human has a slight advantage versus Warden compared to before, where she could go beyond control much easier. I don't know what's preventing the Warden from being able to just go crazy. There hasn't been that many changes that I know of to the Warden, besides maybe Blink. If I'm trying to remember all of the patch notes that have gone on over the past a year or so. Warden now going after the remainder of this creep camp here should be able to get to level 4, and will it be going for Blink is the question, as we're looking at this creep camp just getting cleared up. All right, Crystal Ball revealing a location. Does it reveal? Where did it reveal? I don't see what it's revealing, as the Ancient of War now looking to back up again. All right, Warden, does it have a Staff of Teleportation? It does. Should be able to Staff of Teleport over to this Ancient of War here in just a moment, as we are seeing an entanglement. Thank you for that follow as well. Warden is going to try and Staff of Teleportation down to finish off more creep camps. No, it is not. Just splitting a little bit of damage between all of those units. Meanwhile, we are looking at a Goblin Zeppelin drop. And what is this? Chaemiko returning the favor after so many months of, well, constant harassment play onto expansions. It looks as though, well, Human is going to be the one to do it this time around. All right, we're looking at more damage in another Stormbolt, taking down Wisp after Wisp, and more damage just added in. Those 2 Forest Troll Berserkers in the back should be able to do a lot of damage and nasty things across those units, as another Stormbolt finds another target there. All right, LawLiet is in serious trouble. The entanglement is still just not working, as the Warden going to try to dive on into this spot here. All right, picking up some units. Footmen do not have the Fen. A little bit strange, as the Goblin Zeppelin picking all of those units back, and now Healing Spray being used to keep this well, attack going for much longer than you would normally expect. Forest Troll Berserker going to try and get picked up. Forest Troll Shadow Priest in the back here. They're going to get picked up, drop back off. Goblin Zeppelin down to 249 hit points. What is going on here? As well, the Footmen are now going to try and engage back once more, and the Dryad able to prance away. No, unable to do that as more damage adding in. All right, this went from a brilliant harassment to an overstayed welcome very quickly, as LawLiet gonna be shooing away this Mountain King. Slow poison coupled with, well, no boots of speed. That Mountain King not able to move away that fast at all. And the Warden, if it is not careful, well, if it was not careful, it could end up giving extra mana, or getting extra mana, and then, well, shutting down that Mountain King there. All right. Mountain King in position. There is a quick reveal. And a great play by LawLiet, knowing exactly where his opponent is, using that reveal with the crystal ball, healing spray, and well, trying to heal up all of the remaining units, but a lot of footmen were lost. This is something you definitely don't want to do. You do not want to be losing units to your opponent when your opponent is going for a solo Warden strategy. That solo Warden strategy, well, they already have, what, a 15% bonus experience advantage. No, already up to 30%. And that means that that Warden could get to level 5 much quicker than you can normally expect or imagine. Coming back here. We're coming back here. Oh, it is going to be going down again.
Town is under siege.
Another expansion harassment coming back across. It looks as though the entangled gold mine going to be suffering a little bit of pressure. Scroll of Town Port or Staff of Teleportation coming back in. Regardless, the Warden will be coming in, and there you are. Panda is in position for Breath of Fire. Meanwhile, Blood Mage now being added in. Reforged should have preserved the old graphics and maybe focus on other aspects to improve the game, but it's still, they try to bring it back to glory. That is true, and I think the fact that, you know, there is DreamHack competitions and that they did put in a bit of money into the prize pool is showing that they're trying to make WarCraft 3 still a viable real-time strategy game here in 2020. Did they sell enough copies of Reforged to really warrant it? That I do not know. It was maybe perhaps a bit of a wash, but hopefully WarCraft 3, well, is still being played here in 2020, and that is definitely good news. Coming back through, we are going to be looking at Anti-Magic Shell Warden coming across here. Goblin Zeppelin picking up all of those units. He does have an Orb of Venom, and well, are we going to be going after more peasants again? Blinking away right there. Are we going to see a Stormbolt? No, we are not, since there is an Anti-Magic Shell already coming across here. Meanwhile, what is this Warden going to do? The Warden going to perhaps try and go after some of these units. It is simply visible. Oh, a blink. Not in time, gets bolted, and then a siphon mana to remove even more mana. That is going to be a big deal indeed, as the Warden is now down to 108 mana. Does have a Wand of Mana Stealing, could try and steal some mana from the Alchemist and or the Mountain King, as the Blood Mage could really be well, pumping more mana into that Mountain King right now. Not quite sure why it's not doing that. At least Blizzard is not Nintendo, who are trying to literally kill Smash Brothers Melee for years. Well, they want people to be move over to Ultimate, right? But the pacing and the timing and all of that, you how would you, well, yeah, Blizzard didn't try to shut down StarCraft Brood War when StarCraft 2 was going on, so I guess that would be a better indicator, since knowing that they are still very different games, especially in terms of control. As we're looking at the Mountain or the Brewmaster now getting up to level 3 with now a Mana Stone. All right, units are off on the move once again. Alchemist as that second hero, looking for just a little bit of extra experience on the board to give that Alchemist level 3. That would be a big advantage indeed, as we're looking at the Mountain King now getting in a little bit more mana as well. Healing Spray, trying to top off all of those units. It doesn't look like that some of the Dragonhawk riders were actually getting affected by that Healing Spray, as we're going to be moving off. Well, they actually did in Korea. Really? I did not know that. Well, then they remastered Brood War, right? They remastered Brood War, and Oh yeah, all of the contract negotiations. I remember now. All right. Anyway, in 2012, yeah, I remember now. Anyways, let's come back around here. Mountain King going to be in position. We're going to try and get a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Many of those units able to back away in time. Ancient of War going to get taken out. Massive number of Dryads right here as the Alchemist does get to level 3. More fighting underway. Anti-magic potion to protect itself from all of those Griffin Riders. And all of a sudden, the Griffin Riders really don't have any easy targets. Dragonhawk Riders now pushing their way through as the Warden down to 500 or what, like 200, 300 hit points. Now finally trying to engage again. Scroll of Town Portal being used. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire go across? Yes, we are, but it is not really going to finish off any of those units as they all Scroll of Town Portal back home. A lot of healing will be needed to try and get those units back up. Are we going to perhaps see the Alchemist with Healing Spray healing up all of those units again? And now we see a transition into perhaps workshops and flying machines, and to help, mortar teams that help deal with those Dryads here. All right, Ancient of War down to the south, quickly going to get taken out. Siphon mana into the Alchemist. Blood Mage now out of mana completely. Not a spot you want to be in. You want that Blood Mage to at least have 25 mana in order to siphon mana from an enemy hero when the time comes. Mass Dryads from LawLiet. Chaemiko coming in with the counter to that particular strategy. Fragmentation Shards will be very important, as well as the Panda sits at level 4. Level 4 Panda, extremely scary. And especially with Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, as it's going to be able to easily take down many of those back units. All right, Warden trying to break free, does finally blink away. There's a Fan of Knives going after a couple of those units again. Warden, however, not even at 5.5 yet, as the Warden now makes its way back off to the north. All right, continuing that fight here. Brewmaster sitting at level 4. Brewmaster with Breath of Fire should be, well, come on, pick up the tome. Yes, yeah, back now up to 345 mana. We're looking at the Warden now finally being whisked away. Where is it going to go back off to? Heads back off to the main base here. Gonna, well, use a Clarity Potion, use a Moonstone, drink a little bit of Moon Juice as well. Come on, drink there. And now pick up that Mantle of Intelligence back up to full mana already. We're going into the next situation now. Brewmaster sitting at, well, Brewmaster picking up a scroll of, how does it, or just rearranging their items. Okay. See, this is where having a co-caster would be very helpful right now. And I am surprised that LawLiet is just going only Mass Dryad at this point. Mass Dryad seems a bit of a dangerous proposition. We are getting in 2 mortar teams, or we already see 3 mortar teams underneath here. And even if the Panda is able to get there, even if the Warden Panda is unable to get there onto that back line, the Warden with Blink should be able to blink back onto that back line and then, Fan of Knives those mortar teams. Those mortar teams are extremely low on hit points, and I am surprised we don't, or there's 1 scroll of healing. We may need to get a 2nd scroll of healing to keep those mortar teams alive and protected, and that's exactly what the Blood Mage is doing. Coming back here, Warden is trying to find the right position, and it is going to be whether or not you can take out these glass cannon mortar teams who are now 2-2 upgraded. Dryads in mass position, 2-2 upgrades. The Devotion are going to be very helpful, and here we are. There's that engagement now as the units are fighting their way through. All right, mortar teams getting taken out very quickly. Warden in that backline spot, finding that target fairly fast. Are we going to see some more Fan of Knives? 76 to 5, 66. LawLiet actually losing a lot of units already here as we're trying to finish off some of these Dragonhawk Riders. Scroll of Healing, both used by the Mountain King and that Blood Mage, was absolutely clutch, keeping many of those units alive there. 13 supply advantage still going strong. However, Dragonhawk Rider starting to fall. Warden getting whisked back away as the, are we going to see some more damage coming across here? Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, and now a Scroll of Town Portal try to retreat back. Those Dragonhawk Riders, however, dealing so much damage. Are we going to see the Drunken Haze damage? No, Slow Poison, bringing many of those units into the red zone, but the Breath of Fire damage, if you remember, was recently adjusted down. And the fact that the Brewmaster was only using level 2 Breath of Fire versus level 3 was the ultimate changer right there. LawLiet needs only 16 more experience on that Brewmaster to get level 3 Breath of Fire. Warden now wandering back around here. And yes, well, we're looking at mass Dragonhawk riders, mortar teams, which were very well protected. The Alchemist being used to try and heal up all of those units here. And yeah, the Dragonhawk rider, you got to remember. Oh, dang it! I did not mean to. Okay, good. I didn't affect the zoom in all that much. All right, coming back around, Alchemist. Well, gonna get in position here. We are getting up. We do have an Ancient Protector off over here as well. Well, a couple of flares being shot up into the sky to see what is going on as we go into a Pit Lord third. All right, Pit Lord third with Howl of Terror. All right, Howl of Terror works extremely well when your opponent's units are very highly clumped together. Those Dragonhawk riders, since they have a 0 collision radius while in the air, is exactly that Siphon mana Stormbolt onto the Warden. Warden losing a lot of mana and hit points, getting Staff of Preservation back out of a tight spot. The Pit Lord, if it can greatly reduce the amount of damage those Dragonhawk riders are doing, that should be enough. Meanwhile, just lobbing attacks against the long distance gold mine here, making it difficult to mine any gold. Is this Tree of Life just gonna, well, perhaps transition back down to the south side instead? That is the question. LawLiet is in serious trouble. He does have some gold right now, or he does have well, some gold and a decent-sized army, but it's not going to be able to stay alive for very long. All right, Warden, anti-magic potion finally being used. Fan of Knives continuing to be used as well. Banish onto the mortar team to try and save it as the Goblin Zeppelin, well, comes overhead to perhaps try and save some of those mortar teams again. All right, beautiful play all over the place. Warden now trying to head back, going to get rejuvenated once more, trying to get more mana again. This Tree of Life just simply walking all the way back down to the south side here to establish up a new base here. Meanwhile, the Pit Lord with Howl of Terror has yet to come into play as of yet. Chaemiko going into high upkeep, 95 supply over 96. Is he mining gold right now? Yes, he is. He's still mining gold. And this is going to be an issue. Who would have thought Human actually being the one to harass more the expansions here on Terranistan in a Human versus Night Elf matchup with a Warden in play? Once more, Chaemiko, even if the Warden does come into play, well, you're looking at a massive air army that does not make skeletons on the ground. And if there are no skeletons on the ground, there are not going to be any Spirits of Vengeance. With no Spirit of Vengeance, well, you pretty much remove much of the harassment and much of the power of that particular base and army right there, as the Panda, while still sitting at level 4, just trying to get to level 5. Tree of Life looks like it will finally be able to get in position as the, well, Griffins and Dragonhawk riders are all lining up. Tree of Eternity has made its way over, but, well, Chaemiko should know, wait, where did that Tree of Life go? That's what he should be asking himself right now. Meanwhile, this Tree of Life has already made its way down to the bottom left and is going to start trying to entangle that gold mine instead. Wisps are already on the move down. Is that going to work? Is that going to be a ninja expansion that Chaemiko does not account for? That is going to be the question there, as we're going to see a little bit of damage here. All right, Orb of Venom attack right there. Mortar teams, there is more Mana Flare as the Dryads are just going to get bombarded. Are we going to see the Howl of Terror? Yes, we are. Howl of Terror removing a lot of damage across all of these units here, and now just continuing to try and fight without all of their damage up. Continuing this battle once more. All right, another Bear Alchemist, Siphon mana, losing all of that precious mana from that Brewmaster. Alchemist falls at level 3. Low hit point Bear, however, able to escape. 79 supply compared to 62, as the units are still trying to back up. Brewmaster has plenty of mana, but not enough for both a Drunken Haze and a Breath of Fire. Tree of Eternity is now getting pummeled to death by the mortar teams, as there are Dragonhawk riders and Griffins to offer a bit of support. A lot of, well, Scroll of Town Portal, where is the Blood Mage going to try and travel to next? Looks like a couple of peasants going to get taken out. There they go. And, well, where is that Blood Mage? Down across over here, a whole bunch of very low hit point units finishing off some of those peasants to get out of keep, as we are looking at, well, no flare here. Nope, there's that flare finally catching that expansion. Hey, Crota, what is this game? This game is WarCraft 3. The LawLiet versus Chaemiko from the WGL. Brewmaster sitting at 5. Warden very close to level 6. Alright, yep. Never quite sure how to answer that. Like, what is this game? Like, this game's WarCraft 3. Anyways, coming back around, Griffin going to come down here. Warden, well, does not have an anti-magic shell. Blood Mage with the Siphon Mana could cause problems as the Warden trying to make its way through. Are we going to perhaps see a Blink and a Fan of Knives? Well, there's that Fan of Knives, not really hitting anything. There's a Stormbolt onto the Warden, but without a follow-up Siphon Mana, not going to be really that big of a game changer, as the Warden does, well, it is Nightfall, does have faster regeneration, and it does have access to bears for rejuvenation. Warden getting into position here. Units are just trying to back away. This gold mine is still mining away without any real pressure. This is the key here. Meanwhile, a peasant has made its way over, perhaps to try to stop this Tree of Life. Warden going to go ahead and is going to be able to Fan of Knives. Where's that? There's that Siphon Mana. There is the Fan of Knives. Where is an anti-magic potion? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. What is it doing here? Trying to blink around. Just wants to get, well, nope, getting some arcane tower damage as well. This is not what I was expecting LawLiet to do. I expected him to be able to take down at least one mortar team or something of that nature. Where is that Warden going off to now? Nope, that is not the Warden. Warden off over here. Perhaps going to find this one peasant to get to level 6. That's not what you want to see. The Warden now all of a sudden getting to level 6. Spirit of Vengeance is out onto the battlefield and now needs to come back down here, but it is separated from the rest of the fight. Dryads are going to get lost there. The majority of the army there goes up to, there goes a level 3 on that Blood Mage after a bear gets taken down. 5-3-3 as the Pit Lord going to try to run on over. Are we going to see a Howl of Terror? Yes, we are. There's that Howl of Terror. Stormbolt onto the Brewmaster. Brewmaster losing a lot of mana. Level 2 Breath of Blood Siphon Mana really making its presence known as we're fighting our way through here. All right, is the Avatar of Vengeance going to make a difference, or is the Avatar, well, too little too late, as it looks as though, yes, the Pit Lord does fall as well, and this is going to be the end of that game. Chaemiko out harassing LawLiet in this matchup since the very beginning, using mass air to deal with well, all of the units, and then transitioning into mortar teams to deal with the mass Dryad counter strategy. Staff of Preservation tries to save there, but all we're going to see is the units making their way back down to the south here. Well, Chaemiko, well, that mortar team getting a banish to stay alive right now, as the mortar team still getting damage onto that Tree of Life. Tree of Life trying to be repaired. It should not be enough here. This mortar team down to 3 hit points. It looks like it will end up, well, why did the mortar team walk up to the Tree of Life? It's not even within the range at all. Warden finally gets taken down. There goes the Tree of Life, and pretty much all hopes for LawLiet to be able to take this game pretty much gone and out the window. Perfect anti-Warden play, being able to shut everything down here. Siege, well, what does a human player do when he is desperate against a Night Elf? He trains up Siege Engines, but I do not believe this is going to work either. Siege Engine's not going to have enough. Well, in come a couple more units. Well, there's another Breath of Fire. Brewmaster going to lose more of its mana once again. And as the mortar teams, if they destroy the Dryads, they don't produce any skeletons either. And there, in fact, is the GG. Chaemiko taking out LawLiet. Extremely well played by Chaemiko in this matchup, having foresight, having very strong strategies, all right there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it, as the game did not go in the way I expected it at all.